I watched myself change this morning. Not in the mirror, not in a vision, not in a ceremony, in real time, while it was actually happening. I have never been able to do that before until today. Thank you for being here. This is This Tree and Me. I am Corey J. Riggs. Please, if this resonates with you, share it. Bring someone along with you. Like, subscribe, all the stuff, right? Help us keep the conversation going. Help us keep growing. I appreciate you for being here. Now let's get into it. So this episode is coming from something inside. It's not a teaching from the other side of it. It's not a lesson to be learned. There's lessons in it. There's teachings in it. But they're in the story. And this is a story of me being in the middle of a life purge. The house, all the ceremonies that I've done here, the city, some people, the current version of my life, all of it. And this morning in meditation, one thing just kept arriving, and it'd leave, and it would come back, and it would leave again, and then it'd come back. It takes all of us. And I want to tell you what that means and what it has to do with you. So if you look over my shoulder here, you see these candles. So to give you a quick 30,000 foot view of the candles, over the years of this journey that I've been on, I've done ceremonies, we'll call them. Different types, different ways. And for each one, I would always have a candle, and I'd go whatever candle called me when I was there. I didn't have anything in mind, and that's the candle that I would burn, right? I'd get some sage, I'd get a candle, do all the hippie stuff. And so, I did one for my mom. I did one for Coach Corey, for one to bring love into my heart, just all kinds of different ones. Okay. So as they burned out, I would go get another candle, same brand, same scent, same everything. And I just transfer, and this one would go out. This one would continue the journey. So as I went on this last few months, and particularly when the blood vessel popped in my eye, for those who don't know, I can still barely see out of this left eye. It's getting better. It is. So thank you for those who have reached out and given me warm wishes. I was like, okay, so I can't do my side hustle. I can't work. I'm on, PTO from my career. Luckily, I have it. And so I couldn't do my side hustle because I can't drive, can't really sit in front of a computer, none of that. And so I was like, okay, need to be extremely fiscally responsible. Every dollar counts until I get out of this and I can start moving normally. So I was like, okay, so there's 4 candles back here. There's 3 of them. And I was like, I'm going to let them burn out. And, it is what it is. I'll keep them there until I get back to my normal self, and then I'll start worrying about getting new candles and all that. So the last one burned out today of the 3 original ones. The one in front by the sage is the one that I just burned with the ceremony that I did a little over about a couple weeks ago now. And from that point to this point, the integration back from that ceremony has been incredible. So the candle for compassion went out a few days ago, or about a week ago. The candle for love went out shortly after. And then the candle for Coach Corey went out yesterday morning. About a second this morning, then that was it. So all that was left was the one singular last ceremonial candle. Didn't think anything about it. Okay, this is the plan. This is what we're doing. Again, every dollar counts right now, right? I can use that $30, $40, whatever candles, would cost for other things. Okay. Especially with gas prices. I think we can all relate on that one. So I'm sitting there and I get through with my meditation and I'm staring at that one lone candle lit. And we'll go through a lot of the backstory to this, but it wasn't a financial decision. The reason why I didn't buy these $30, $40, right? Big deal. It wasn't a financial decision. And I understand that now. It was the practice that I follow, writing its own end. Because when the work is complete, it goes out. It doesn't need to be carried forward. It needs to be honored and left where it did its work. That was just an amazing understanding that I got from that this morning. Like, oh, I get it now. Because I'm purging. My life is purging. I'm thinking about all the things in the house that I'm going to get rid of. We'll talk about all this. And it just hit me like, no, this is meant to be. Those candles, those ceremonies have done their work. And this last ceremony was the one that said, if you recall a few episodes back, I did one on the ceremony and it told me I had to completely surrender to it when it told me, you don't need this anymore. You don't need this to get to where you want to go. You don't need it anymore. Let it go, man. Surrender that. Just surrender. You're good. Move forward. So I did. And that's the last one burning. And it's doesn't have much time left. And nor do I. In the aspect of, like I said, I'm going through a life purge right now. And this will be the first time out loud. I'm leaving Tulsa. Not tomorrow, but I'm leaving Tulsa. I'm planning for it. And I'm giving away most everything that I own. Not selling it, giving it away. All the furniture, all the TVs, all the kitchen stuff, all the workout stuff, all the office stuff. There's certain things I'm keeping that are personal to me. Clothes, I'm keeping all that. I have a fairly nice big wardrobe. Things of that nature. Stuff for my kids and different things of that, right? There's a few things that I'm going to keep. So I'm going to put it out there. Come get it if you want it. I just don't need it anymore. Just like the ceremonies. That's what happened there. So all those ceremonies that I've done, all the rituals, all the growth, all the hard mornings, all of it, it stays here. And it's not because it didn't matter. It's quite the opposite. It completely mattered. And it will always have space in me for what it's done for me. But that work is done. And this is what a real purge looks like. Not cleaning out a closet, not a detox. Leaving the entire life that built you and the place where it did its building and moving forward without it. The one thing that I can tell you at that moment, the overall consuming feeling like two hands were just squeezing me, just to have a thought process of what it would look like. This side, scared out of my flippin' mind. Here, understanding that this is exactly what I need to do. Such certainty against such fear. And I realized, no, they can both be there at the same time. That is okay. Not one outweighs the other. Not one is better or worse than the other. I was scared out of my mind and yet calm and so certain because I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen after I take this leap fully. And at the same time, I know that this is exactly what I need to do. So if you watched the last episode, it's been a reoccurring theme for a few weeks now. And we talked about it in different ways on here. And there's been one question underneath all of this. I'm sorry, I keep hitting my microphone. And it's the one that has been running through, like I said, for at least 2 weeks. What does life feel like? Not what does it look like. Feel like. Because there's a massive difference. The look of a decision, what it appears to be, what others will think, how it presents itself, whether it makes sense from the outside, and the feel of a decision. When the heart says, when you get quiet enough, what the heart says when you get quiet enough, and you just ask and you take a breath and you ask the question to yourself as calm as you possibly can of whatever decision, whatever fork, whatever path, what would it feel like? So this departure that I'm talking about, it does not look logical. I've had people tell me. It does not look safe. And this is the fear part, right? It does not look like any plan that most rational people would make. And it simply feels like the most honest thing that I can do right now. And that is the only answer that counts. Your ego, your mind can make up all kinds of stories about why you want to do something, why something should be this way or that way. I can think back in my life of times that I thought I was making big leaps, big, look at me pushing forward. I'm going to move to this city and get this big job, or I'm going to go take this big job, or hey, look, I got a new partner and we're going to do this. All masked as a leap, as a transition, but it was running. It was hiding. It was quitting. And this one feels different. I've done a lot of work on this one. I've allowed it to bring me here. I didn't make this decision. It was made for me. And I'm choosing to follow it because I've never followed my true path. I have never followed that hard decision that comes from the heart, that comes from the chest, that scary thing that you know you should be doing, but you're not. I'm not going to run from it anymore. I'm going to follow it. And like I said, I am absolutely certain that's what I need to be doing. Because I had to ask myself, what does that life feel like? Not what does it look like? Not, hey, let's look 5 years, 10 years down the road and look how you're going to have this, 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 and this. That's the ego. What does that life feel like? So that mantra that came this morning, it takes all of us. And I called a mantra because it just was that prevalent. It wasn't a premeditative mantra. It wasn't something that I read and discussed or an intention or any of that. It just was. And it was consistent. It would persistent more than consistent for a while. It would not give up. But it's not the version of you that's winning. It's not just the healed version that's replacing the wounded one. It's not the new spiritual self that's taking over or overriding the practical one. It's all of you. It's all the parts. It takes all of us. The parts that went through the hard things. The parts that caused the hard things. The parts that learn and the parts that are still learning today. And for me, there's Coach Corey. And I've talked about some of these before, so I won't bore you with all the details on them all. And there's the poet. And there's Rigo. And there's the little kid, little Corey. There's all these parts that I've been working with and discovering and listening to and trying to find out what they need to heal. And the one who was very scared this morning. And then there was the one that was certain. I know which parts of me those two were. All of them. All of them together in that moment. As that mantra just kept coming and I allowed it, I finally just said, okay, wherever this mantra's taking me, I'm gonna go with it. And that meditation got deep and they all came together to become one, to become me, to become Corey J. Riggs. That feeling, that understanding, that when I no longer felt compartmentalized, when I actually felt singular, whole, it's a feeling I really can't describe. I've probably never felt it. And if I have, I don't remember or don't recognize it. It takes all of us because CJR is not just one of them. He's all of them. And that led me to what I call the handoff. So there's something that I have never been able to say before, and that is every major transition that I've ever went through in my life before this one, it's happened without me seeing it, without witnessing it. I was in it, and I can look back and reflect and see exactly, that was a growth, or that was a this. That was a changing of this version of you to this version of you, right? Take from teenage to moving out on my own to all that to getting married. Yeah, I definitely changed into a different person when that happened. I can look back and see it. I didn't witness it at the time. I moved, I changed, I shifted, but I only understood it again when I look back at it. It's very clear. I know I'm sure that resonates with many of you. But this morning I was watching it happen. And when I say watching, feeling would probably be a better word, understanding, but I felt it. I felt myself at that moment understanding I am transitioning from one version to another. I am handing this current version off to the next version that I've been working on for so long. The purge, the ceremonies, the meditation, the journaling, all of it landed in this one moment. This one version of myself handing to the next. And I felt it, guys, real time. From the inside of me, almost like you were just watching it and feeling it occur at that exact moment. Like all of a sudden the water started boiling in the pot. Oh, it's ready. Oh, it's moving on. We got to do the next step. However you want to picture that. Like, again, it's very hard to put words to, but I felt it and I'm not running from it. And that part there is new. And that's, like I said, that's this whole arc. Everything that I've been working on since that day I started eating properly. And it's not a better version, right? It's simply the capacity of witness the becoming without fleeing from it. And like I said, that moment, it was just such a, not a calm or a this or that. It was like, oh my, I get it. Like that light bulb moment, like, holy shit, hang on. I get this. It makes complete sense. The candles, all of it, just like it just all hit me, but it all came down to this moment. In the last 48 hours, there's been a lot, and we talked about a little bit of it. There's a lot more to come. It was just the weirdest thing to be that scared to start with, and that certain that this is exactly where your path is taking you, and you need to keep following it, and you just need to keep taking one step after another, one day after another. Do not worry about 10 years from now. Worry about right now, today. To, oh, I actually feel myself changing into the version of me that I've been hoping, working on, wanting to become. Always knew it was in there, but actually finding it. And there's a lot of truths in these. So a purge, it's not a breakdown. It's not a falling apart. Leaving is much different than quitting. There's a choice that happens. Leaving is not quitting. And the fear and the certainty is not confusing at the same moment. They can live at the same time. But it is the honest experience of doing something real. The ceremonies completed their work. The candles, they're going out. And the people that built parts of you need to be honored. And some of them deserve to be left exactly where the building happened. There's nothing wrong with that. And underneath of it all, one mantra, one truth. It takes all of us. Because again, you are not becoming something new. You are finally becoming all and everything of what you always were. So as we come to the end of the episode, I always like to leave you with some reflections. And I've been loving the feedback coming in. Again, hit me on the email, hit me in every social media, DM, however you want to get a hold of me, comment on this. I'm here for the conversations. I absolutely love the growth. When you invest in the time to truly give yourself what you need and start listening to your heart, you can't help but grow. So I want you to sit with a few of these. What in your life has completed the work and it needs to be honored and left? And when you are working on yourself, when you're doing whatever, trying to grow, trying to become more spiritual, trying to become a better business person, whatever it is, are you aware enough and are you actually watching yourself transition to this? Or do you only understand it when you look back? No right or wrong. And what does that version feel like? Close your eyes and then ask yourself, what does that life feel like? Not look like? It takes all of us. And this is the handoff. Thank you for being here for this one. This is coming from inside the middle of something real. It's coming from a place that I am living at this exact moment. I hope this resonated with you. Please check if you haven't subscribed and do so. Please share, please like, comment, send me all the info, have the conversations, share it, bring someone along for the conversation. Let's just keep growing. It's a fun journey. Life has a funny way of teaching you exactly what you need when you need it. If you're willing to listen to it, allow it to teach you, and follow what your heart tells you. This has been This Tree in Me. I am Corey J. Riggs. I love you all. Be blessed.